Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United live stream. Tonight we're going to be doing another debate. The international break has finished. And after a few decent games of English football, we are back with the focus being firmly on league action and the best club, or the biggest club in the world at least, Manchester United, my favourite club, and your favourite club as well. But the debate we're going to be having tonight is, does Jose Mourinho know his best 11? Now, this is kind of a question which we are going to branch out of into kind of debates as to if he does know his best 11, are there players which he favours? Are there players which he purposely doesn't play? And do you think Jose Mourinho is really comfortable with the players he has now? Or should he be comfortable in regards to how much money he's actually spent? Loads of questions to answer in this stream for you guys to answer, as well as me, as we get different perspectives and things like that on this debate. And please do feel free to leave your thoughts in the live chat. I'd absolutely love it if you could, contribute to the debate. I love different opinions and things like that, so please do contribute in the live chat. Also, I would urge you guys as well to sign up to FanVybe, which you guys already know by now. It's a bit of a kind of social networking site for all sports fans, and this is a sort of flavour of things you can do on FanVybe. So here's the kind of screen that you get. Obviously you can type in a little message there, reply to other people's comments, but also post comments on there yourself as well. So here's just a bit of a taster of the kind of layout and what it looks like. And yeah, you can type comments, interact with other users on there as well. So it's a really good platform. Some other YouTubers on there as well. They run competitions, and this man here who videoed him going to the Emirates for the Arsenal-Liverpool game actually won the competition for the tickets. So yeah, as I said, that is kind of what that is what FanVybe's about. So if you guys want to check that out, the link is in the description down below. Make an account and also follow me as well. Welcome official Team Bops, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, mate. Welcome Red Army MC, and welcome Yash as well. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it, guys. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Also, go and check out Max's channel, Max Worth TV, in the description down below. It'll probably be under ManUnitedMax. I do apologise, I should change that soon, Max, but I do apologise. But go and check out his channel if you haven't already. Red Army MC says, I don't think there will be a discussion. He clearly doesn't know it. Oh no, I think obviously that is one opinion, of course. I mean, again, it's interesting to get different opinions. I'm going to give you my opinion in just a second on this, just to kind of open up the topic. Then you guys, of course, can have your own say on it. Yash says, I lost all confidence after the Derby game for the season. It was a big blow. It was a huge blow. And if you want to see my live reaction to that game, the watch along for the Man City game that I uploaded is up on the channel right now as well. Official Team Box says, sorry, I've got to go. It's reading for a second of being here, but school. Okay, fair enough, mate. Well, I mean, thank you very much for taking time out of your school day to watch me. I mean, I really do appreciate it. I know those school hours can be very busy, so thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch us. Renami FC says, getting that promotion sponsor money. Well, no, I'm actually not getting any money from this. I'm not earning any money. I haven't got my credit card linked up to it or anything like that. I'm literally not earning a single penny from FanVybe. So yeah, I'm just promoting it because they offer to kind of help the channel and things like that. So that's why I'm promoting it. If you guys want to, please do feel free to sign up. But my opinion on this, first of all, now for me, I think Jose Mourinho doesn't know his best 11, and that is indicative of the fact that I think for the last kind of 40 odd games he has been chopping and changing his lineup. And I think actually though, with all that being said, I feel like he is starting to know his best lineup. I feel like in the last few games we have seen some consistency with who he's picked. I think the back four has been unchanged for the last few games, and I think that does show that he is getting somewhere with his best 11. Whether that's the 11 he wants, and I completely think that Mourinho wants to bring in more players. He's dissatisfied with the players he's got. But if you look at the back four, the fact that that's kept so consistent with his selection. If I feel like he is starting to get his best, to know his best selection and his best 11 with what he's got. Of course, we had that in the debacle in the summer where he wanted to bring in Alderweireld or Maguire or someone like that, and he wanted to do that. And obviously, he still wants to strengthen his centre-back partnerships, still goes on about it in post-match interviews and things like that. And I don't think that Mourinho is backed properly in the summer and hasn't really been backed properly as Manchester United manager. I see a lot of people on social media and in any other mediums, talking about Manchester United and talking about Jose Mourinho, saying that he spent 400 million. Well, actually, if you look into a lot of the signings, they're definitely not Jose Mourinho signings. The Pogba transfer was in the making before Jose Mourinho came to United. So again, brilliant PR stuff from Ed Woodward and the Glazers. They were doing their kind of money-making side of the job properly by bringing in Pogba and knowing how much money that was going to make, and fair play to them. But that wasn't a Jose Mourinho signing, and a lot of people attribute Paul Pogba to Jose Mourinho. But for me, I don't think he had too much say in that. And, I think that is similar with some signings. I don't think Fred, for instance, was a Jose Mourinho signing. I feel that, yes, he was signed under Jose Mourinho, but for me, I'm not really sure if Jose Mourinho went to the board and said, can we have Fred? I don't think that happened personally, but of course there's my opinion on that. You guys can leave your thoughts on that, and in the live chat, anything you guys want to do. Yash says at the moment he doesn't look like he knows any he knows any players, and with his international duty injuries, will hit us hard. Yeah, I mean, obviously Lukaku is injured as well. Pogba and Martial had to pull out with injuries. Hopefully they're okay and it was just a precaution, but. Yeah, Mourinho it does seem to get very, very unlucky with injuries. That being said, I'm not making that an excuse for poor performances. Then again, there are some big names there who potentially might be out of the side. And, we've seen without Pogba how bad we looked against City, who, let's be fair, City are just a cut above us at the moment. We have to accept that. But I do think that, with Pogba in that team, we don't get made to look like schoolboys. We get made to look like teenagers at least. Welcome Rodney, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. By the way, guys, go and check out his channel as well in the description down below if you haven't already. I really, really recommend it, so please do go and check it out. And by the way, I do apologise, Rodney, I haven't had a chance to reply to your message. I am down to do the podcast on Thursday. So yeah, if you are still watching this, Rodney, that would be absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I'd be very, very happy to do the podcast with you. Yash's back four was settling down, but now Victor's injured. Is he? I thought he scored. Oh, don't give me this bad news now, Yash. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, don't tell me Lindelof's injured. We'll have to bring in that clown Jones. Or Bailly. I mean, I think seeing Eric Bailly get back into the team, I wouldn't mind that at all. I would not mind that at all. Official team Bobster, do you think we'll keep Pogba? Do you think he's going? It's a good question. For me, I think Pogba is probably going to stay at United. I think, I just think that Pogba, I don't see another club outside of Manchester United with a similar type of calibre that would be willing to have him, kind of, because if you actually rate his performances, for me, I think, I just don't understand that why another club would actually want Pogba. I think he's a brilliant, brilliant player. But actually, if you look at Pogba's performances, I feel like for the amount of money that another club will have to pay, and let's be fair, I think Ed Woodward would want at least 120, 130 million for Paul Pogba. Even though he hasn't really proved that price tag, that we'd want that sort of money for him. And I don't think there'd be any other clubs outside of Europe who'd want to pay that sort of money for him. So in that respect, I don't think he's going to go. Welcome Ricky, welcome to the stream Ricky, thanks for joining. He says, in my opinion, the only Mourinho signings have been Bailly, Ibra, Matic and Lukaku, potentially Lindelof too. No, I agree with that. I do agree with you that there are some signings which I don't see as Mourinho signings. And yeah, I think Ibrahimovic definitely, 100% Ibrahimovic was Jose Mourinho's thinking. The perfect Jose Mourinho player. And yeah, Matic as well. Worked under him at Chelsea. Lukaku. I agree. I agree with that. Welcome, Roberto. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. And please do leave a like, guys, as well, if you haven't already. Rodney, no worries. Great. The topic's related. We'll DM you. Well, thank you very much, Rodney. Appreciate it. Welcome, FD5 on the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Love the streams, but hey, United, fair play, mate, fair play. And if you guys want to go check out some decent FIFA content as well, go and check out his live streams because they're very, very entertaining as well. So go and check them out if you do like FIFA or gaming in general. Go and check out his channel. Very, very good stuff. Yash says, yes, Victor, thigh injury, substitute in the 46th minute. No! Why? Why do we need more injuries? God's sake, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. Well, I guess we're going to have to play bye. We're going to have to play bye. There's no other way. If we play Phil Jones, the bloody pink boots, Marcus. But yeah, Phil Jones. If Phil Jones is in that team sheet against Crystal Palace, I might shed a tear, I've got to say. Official team Bob says Real Madrid want him. I don't think Pogba would be the right fit for Real Madrid. With the kind of silky play of those midfielders, I'm not sure if he would be. I'm not sure, but he might be, but I feel like he's not suited there. I mean, I would say most likely you'd go back to Juventus if he was going to go anywhere. Alright, see you later, official team Bops. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Appreciate you taking up some of your school time to watch me, I really do. Come on, you Gunners. Well, to be fair, well, they're fifth, aren't they? They're fifth. Well, I think they're 4 points above us at the moment, aren't they? 4 points above us, but that might soon change. But yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, very, very long unbeaten run. Unfortunately, it's against pretty poor sides, but there you go. FD5 says Phil Jones is a god, not going to lie. I tell you what, I bet for opposition, whenever they see Phil Jones on the team, opposition must be like, I tell you what, let's get the popcorn out, because it's going to be a good game. Ricky says, we'll play Phil Jones. Yeah, please, let's not. I mean, let's not tempt fate, guys. Let's not tempt fate, because I tell you what, if we play Phil Jones, I'm going to lose my shit. Roberto says, Juve thinking about buying him back. Again, as I said, you know, I feel like he'd be a better fit for Juventus than he would be for Real Madrid, let's say. Ricky says, does anyone know where Rojo has been? Is he the bus driver now or what? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Rojo's back from injury, but I think him and Bailly, I remember in Jose Mourinho's first season, was such a strong partnership and a really entertaining partnership at the back as well. So maybe we can see a bit of that. But I do think Rojo is definitely better than Jones. So for me, the queue would be Eric Bailly, Marcus Rojo, and then Phil Jones. Or potentially even, you know, a youth player and then Phil Jones. Matthew Coyle on the stream, mate, thanks for joining. He said, don't diss Jones. Well, look, he's great. He's great. I can't say a bad word about him. Let's move on. FD says Arsenal are going to get a buy what? Get a buy watch. Oh right, yeah. Well, to be fair, I have seen those rumours, and if we do let go of Eric Bailly to a rival, that it's a disgrace. That would be an absolute disgrace, I've got to say. Roberto says, why the guy's a clown? Yeah, Phil Jones is a bit of a clown. He is a bit of a clown. I mean, he makes fun. He's exactly like a clown. He falls on his ass and he makes funny faces. You know what I mean? Rashford says Bailly and Pereira should play and normally Marcus Rojo. Well, yeah, well, Pereira as well is another person talking about Jose Mourinho's selection who hasn't really got the game. And it's, you know, Pereira came back from, I forgot the La Liga club he was playing for, but he came back in some decent form, and you know, I think actually in the games we haven't played so well this season where he has featured, it hasn't been his fault. So I do feel for Pereira in that respect. I definitely do feel for him. We're talking about Bailey from Leverkusen. I do apologise for that, but I know he's a decent young player. I've got to say he is a decent young player. He has got technical ability. We'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll have to wait and see, because I think he is a decent little up and coming youngster. So Yeah, we'll have to watch that one. We'll definitely have to watch that one. Obviously, in January, all the transfer rumours will start back up again, and I'll keep you locked in with all the Man United transfer rumours as they come in as well on the channel. But yeah, please keep leaving your thoughts in the live chat, guys. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Ricky says, all the top 5 Premier League clubs are moving forward and we're moving backwards. Money won't solve anything. No, and I think to an extent you agree. I think, obviously Man City, you look at other clubs, they have thrown a lot of money in, but also structurally their club is sound, and our club is not sound whatsoever structurally. Ed Woodward, the Glazers, yes, they're making money, although to be fair, match day revenue has dropped a bit, which does show the fans' frustration. Some of the fans aren't going as much, they're not investing as much into the club, and I think it's good in that respect, because once money starts becoming a problem, that is when these people start to act. That is when the hierarchy at the club start to act. So in that respect, I agree. I think when money starts to become the problem, and that is why with Arsene Wenger, there are a lot of people saying the way to kind of have a change at a club is to start boycotting the club and starving them of cash, and to some extent I do agree with that. Roberto says, do you think Mandzukic would fit Man United? I think Jose Mourinho definitely would think Mandzukic would fit Man United. And what is he, 6'4", 6'5" striker? Definitely, it would be Jose Mourinho's dream player. Ibrahimovic 2.0. But I think, with all joking aside, he is a very, very decent player. In the World Cup, he scored a few decent goals, and he definitely is a threat. And he's one of those players who seems to, when he's in front of goal, when the cross comes in, when he gets the chance, he finishes it. As you said there, Roberto, he's clinical, and I think right now, I'd probably rather have Mandzukic than Lukaku, just because when Mandzukic gets the opportunity, he's more likely to finish it and put it in the back of the net. But I'm not sure if Mandzukic would be 100% the right fit. I'd be looking at someone more like a Cardi or someone like that. Ricky says, if we had bought all the current Man City first team players, I still wouldn't think we would have won the league. Yeah, I mean, it's actually it's an interesting point you make, to be fair. I mean, it's interesting. Do you think then, Ricky, that if the teams were reversed, so Pep Guardiola had this Manchester United team and Jose Mourinho had that Man City team, do you think Pep Guardiola would have won the league with this Man United team? I want to hear. I'm interested to hear what you think about that as well. Roberto says, for me, yes, as he is the type of player who plays for the shirt and plays his heart out every game. Yeah, well, I think that's what you want from a player. You want a player who plays for the shirt, who really gives us all for the badge, and I think that's all you can ask for, really. Of course, you want the quality, and Mandzukic definitely has the quality in front of goal. He's a proven striker, but you need someone who's going to play, and give that 100%. And, we see it so many times, players who just don't give a shit, and they're on the pitch, and they collect their wages at the end of the week, and that's it. But, you want players who'll put in 100%, put in that, game-winning tackle, put in that last-minute sprint, put in those working hours to improve themselves and help the team. And that is what you want. And if he can provide that, I think that'll be good. A lot of comments coming in. Thank you very much, guys. Yas says, we don't need Mandzukic, we need quicker and younger players. I do agree that we need to build for the future a bit. I think that's where we've kind of gone down as well. We've kind of brought in kind of quick fixes rather than, players to build from the future. And I think that has kind of been to our detriment a bit. The Tactical Show, welcome to the stream, Asim. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Also, go and check out his channel as well. Some really, really good stuff. And I would really, really recommend you go and check out the Tactical Show. Yash says, we've got Sanchez and Martial and Rashford and Lingard. No to Costa too. Well, I think Douglas Costa, for me, I think he'd actually be a decent purchase. Although you make a good point, Yash. Where would he fit in? I don't think we really need another winger. But I think he's a decent player. And I think there's no doubt that if we were to, sell someone like Sanchez, I think Douglas Costa would be a good replacement. And let's hope that Sanchez, we can get the best out of Sanchez as well. Asim says, the Tactical Show says, Pep would have won the league with his Man United side. Interesting. For me, my take on that is I don't think he would have, just because I think the players in the Man United team just do not suit the type of play that he does, the style of play that he has. You know, he's very much, you know, quick build-up, pass, tick-attack of football. And, you know, with Matic and Herrera in the midfield, yes, Pogba, but with Matic, who you know, is like a reversing dump truck without any wheels on. And he's so slow on the ball, and Pep Guardiola would just get rid of Matic. He'd bring in somebody else. So for that respect, I think that he just wouldn't have enough players who'd be able to suit his style. For me, anyway. Yash says we need Drogba, Rooney, that type of striker. I tell you what, if we were able to get Rooney back in his prime, or a Didier Drogba who is absolutely superb, that's a great shout, mate. Tagu Show says and would get the most out of our players, including the defence. Well, yeah, I think yeah, potentially we'd be able to play out from the back a bit more instead of just lobbing up forward to Lukaku, which we're currently doing now. And even when Lukaku's not in the team, we still employ that tactic, and it's really weird. I don't understand. You know, really we should be playing to the strengths of the people that are in our team, not playing to the strengths of the people who are in our squad. I don't understand that. Ricky says, as long as the squad has got 0 injuries throughout the season, then yeah. But Pep can't win the league with 30-year-old fullbacks or with donkeys and Lukaku and Matic. No, that's why I said I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think, you know, with Lukaku and Matic in the side, with these sort of players, Herrera as well, they're just not Pep Guardiola players. And I think, for me, I don't think he would win the league. Just because, as you said, they're not suited to his style. Just want to say welcome to Richard Cook on the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. And I recognise you, mate. I recognise you. By the way, thank you so much for letting me write for your website. I really do appreciate it. And obviously, if you guys want to go check out my first article that I've done for the Red Devil Daily, go and check it out in the description down below. Really would recommend you read it, and you know, just give me any sort of feedback. Tell me what I could improve. But yeah, I really do enjoy writing articles. I'm thinking of, you know, doing sports journalism at university as well. So I'm really you know, kind of into this sort of stuff, and I'm just kind of trying to, you know, dip my toe in the water and, you know, try and get some experience. And thankfully, people like Ricky are out there who, you know, who gives you these sort of chances. And when these chances come along, you have to take them. So thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. And if you want to go check out my first article, go and check it out in the description down below. But yeah, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Matthew says, I don't think Pep would win with his team, although he's probably would have made different purchases to Mourinho. Well, yeah, I guess it's a different question. I think if you'd given Pep Guardiola this squad at the start of you know, the 2018-19 season, before the transfer window was closed, then yeah, I think he wouldn't have signed. He would have probably axed a few players and brought in some players that he would kind of, you know, fit his style of play. So I agree with that. I think he probably wouldn't have signed Matic or Lukaku. You know, or, you know, these sort of players. I think they're just too slow for him. So yeah, I do agree with that. Ricky says, but he plays Sanchez and Herrera instead. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think he definitely would get the best out of Sanchez. But I mean, to be fair, who knows? I think with Sanchez, for me, I think it's definitely a bit about the kind of players that are around Sanchez as well. If you look at that Arsenal team, the players surrounding Sanchez were very similar to him. They were very much build-up play, and he was able to feed off them. But again, our kind of midfield is a bit slow, and I do feel that Sanchez, the players around him, don't really suit him too much, and I think that could be a factor, definitely in his kind of poor form. Welcome, Zhao Nasita, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Go and check out Fergie United as well if you do like Manchester United content, and go check out his channel as well. Yash says De Gea don't want to sign the next contract. He has a year and a half left. Well, if David De Gea leaves, then it's going to be like the Titanic. I'm telling you right now, if David De Gea leaves and we do not replace him adequately, we can start playing the violins, lads. Rodney says, another striker would be good, but could only upset the FC crew. Well, we all know who that's talking about. Oh, God, all right. I'm going to say this once, and I'm not going to say it again, right? Martial FC, brilliant. You support a player in a team. But for me, I don't agree with it, right? And you can say what you like, but for me, I do not agree with this fundamentally. We are Manchester United FC. You know, everyone has their favourite players, right? I would say my favourite player is Paul Pogba. Now, you guys might disagree with that. You might say, oh, well, he's not playing well for the team. For me, you know, on his day, Paul Pogba is absolutely untouchable. So for me, for that reason, I've got Paul Pogba as my favourite player. But you don't see me going around, you know, putting him above everyone else, almost having an agenda about him, saying he must start. No, he must start. It doesn't matter if he's injured, if he's got a broken leg, he has to start. And if he doesn't start, then it's, oh, you know, Mourinho's ruined him. And if he does start and have a bad game, it's, oh, blame it on everyone else. And this is the problem. There are so many people on social media who are kind of Martial FC or whatever, and every time they have a bad game, they always blame it on somebody else. It's always somebody else's fault. And look, right, if you are one of those people, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm not going to, you know, say don't do it. In my personal opinion, I don't agree with it. But of course, if you want to do that, it's a free country, free speech, all that sort of malarkey. Go for it. But for me, I don't agree with it. Of course, you guys can have your say on it as well. But there, that was a bit of my mini rant off on the back of Rodney's comment there. But yeah, Zhao says, if you have signed Fellaini in first 11, you're not going to win the league. Well, I mean, look, obviously, the Fellaini argument has been echoed by a lot of Man United fans, some Man United channels as well. I think we all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, obviously, Marouane Fellaini, for me, I would say he's definitely up there with one of my favourite players. Now, right, you know, before you start spitting out your tea everywhere, for me, I think Marouane Fellaini this season has had one of the biggest impacts in the team than a lot of players that we would expect. I think he's definitely had more of an impact than Sanchez, more of an impact than Lukaku, you know, more of an impact than some of these players who everyone eulogises about. For me, I think Marouane Fellaini has been very, very useful. And for that reason, this season, he's been one of my favourite players. Roberto, a lot of comments here from Roberto, says, would Pjanic fit United's team? I would love to see Pjanic in there, but I don't think he would fit United's team, no, and I don't think Jose Mourinho would want to bring him in. Rashford says, get Sanchez swapped with Perisic. Ivan Perisic. I would have absolutely loved Ivan Perisic to come to United. Now, obviously, there are a lot of people who say, oh, well, he's 28 years old. You know, we have to be signing 22-year-olds. But for me, when you've got the quality of Perisic, and I think he'd just be perfect. And it was very, very clear with the comments that Jose Mourinho made about him during the World Cup when he was working for RT. You know, he wanted Perisic as well. So I thought Perisic, you know, I had my eye on him for a few seasons, and he has looked really, really good. So for me, I would love to see Perisic. Ricky says, we need to force De Gea to make a decision at the end of the season so he can either move on or he can become a United legend. I personally think he'll leave, but I don't know who he'll join. Juventus maybe. No, I think, yeah, it'd be better if he could make a decision sooner rather than later, because I do think that De Gea obviously is such a valuable asset, and he's someone way when he left. We can't leave it for the next few seasons. We have to replace someone like him. And there's not too many goalkeepers in the world who'll be able to come in and fill his boots. Similar to what happened when Peter Schmeichel left, and also Edwin van der Sar was replaced by David De Gea, and we know how that ended. But more with Peter Schmeichel, those keepers that came in after him who just didn't really cut the mustard. So, you know, we don't want that. We do not want that situation again. Welcome Rasmus, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Please leave a like if you haven't already, mate. Roberto says Szczesny is very good, but De Gea is on another level. Well, yeah, I think, you know, Szczesny, he did all right. I think he was all right, to be fair. Especially when he was in the Premier League. He made some good saves, had some good games, had some bad games. I wouldn't rate him hugely, but, you know, there you go. Ravza said, Rashford says, we need to get many players out. So here's his list of players that need to leave. Sanchez, Lukaku, Grant, Jones and McTominay. What has Lee Grant done? Lee Grant's done nothing for that. But to be fair, he hasn't really played in too many games. He played once against Derby, to be fair. So it's yeah. Roberto says, let's be honest, Bentancur run rings around Pogba. It would fit United like a glove. But yeah, I think Bentancur's actually decent. He's got the height as well, hasn't he? So he would definitely be a Jose Mourinho type of player as well. So I see where you're coming from. I definitely see where you're coming from. Rasmus says,
Erasmus.
He says, Roberto, it was lucky. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, yeah, he's talking about the Juventus win as well. It was very, very lucky, to be fair. But we got the 3 points, and it will be a huge 3 points in the group as well. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, yeah, of course, I think in January, I think we are going to spend big. I don't see us not. For fuck's sake, what are you doing? I do think in January we are going to spend big. I don't see us, just. I don't know. I feel like we are going to spend some money. Some people saying that there's 100 million on the table for Jose Mourinho to spend. Actually, that's improved my camera, hasn't it? Fair play to him. He's done good there. Yeah, I know. It was just Big O. It was just Big O. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no. I think obviously, I think we will spend money in January. Although the problem is with January signings, they never really have too much of an impact. If we look at Alexis Sanchez, I mean, the last January signing, who I remember, didn't really, the last January signing who really had an impact was Juan Mata, and he continues to have an impact. So, January is going to be interesting. Rumours that he's got 100 million war chest to spend, and I think Mourinho will want to, spend money. On who is a different question, which you guys can answer, of course. Ricky says it might be Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, it could be. It could well be. Raz says, I'm 16 years old and I started supporting United when I was 10, but I can't see the real United in the last 3 years. Yeah. Well, mate, I think I started supporting United 10 years ago this year. No, 11 years ago this year, actually. Because I think my first game was when I was watching the away leg of Dinamo Kiev versus Man United in the Champions League, where Rooney and Ronaldo scored in that game. Rio Ferdinand scored as well. But yeah, that was my first game, and when I was watching that, I just remember it, but I didn't really know what was going on. But I think my dad was there, so yeah, that was kind of my first game. And I'll tell you what, since 2013, and I think, I mean, Rodney even will tell you that, really, obviously it used to be a lot better. It used to be a lot better, as you guys know. But yeah, I mean, in the last kind of, since 2014, yeah, I agree. We haven't seen the real United. And, I mean, the day that the real United comes back and we start properly challenging for league titles, I'll be a very happy man. Rasmus says, by the way, Kieran, I can't believe you're still not Jose out. Well, right, it's time. It's time in that stream to have this debate. Well, let's have this debate now. Look, for me, I don't see anyone else who can come in and do a better job than what Jose Mourinho is doing right now. I don't think, I don't think that, there's anyone out there who's going to be able to storm in. Right, Rasmus, for me, if you see, right, I know you guys are going to pop off at me in the comments, yeah, but for me, right, yes, Jose Mourinho, there have been some downfalls, okay? The Derby game was pretty poor. The start to our season has been shaky. But for me, I'm Jose in purely because of the fact that I don't believe anyone else is going to come in and do a better job. With the names flying around, Pochettino, 1-0, ultimately 1-0. Maybe it is good with the youth, but he's 1-0, and I mean he's a bit of a bottler. I'm not sure whether it's just Spurs that are a bottler, but yeah, Zidane, had cheat codes on, and everyone's saying he's one of the best managers in the world right now. I want to see him. I want to see him do it first before he comes to United. I want to see him do it at a kind of semi-big club, maybe in Italy with like AC Milan, someone like that. Rebuild the club, and then we can talk. Because when you've got the team like he had with Real Madrid, he got very, very lucky. And I think I mean, I think Jose Mourinho, if he had that Real Madrid team, would have been able to, you know, win the Champions League. So that's the thing with Zidane. And other man, I do not believe there's a manager who'll be able to come in at this moment in time and do any better. Of course, you guys might have different opinions. And I'm not saying that Jose Mourinho is, you know, the perfect manager. I'm far from saying that. But for me, I just think that there's no one else who's going to come in and do a better job. So that's why, guys. That's my reasoning. And I think saying I'm Jose Mourinho in is slightly strong. I'd say that I'm not Jose Mourinho out. I wouldn't say I'm like, you know, I would say I'm fully behind Mourinho and I want him to do well, as we all want him to do well. You know, we're Man United fans at the end of the day. But I just think that if he was to get sacked tomorrow, this club could be in turmoil. It really could be. But there you go. Again, you guys can leave your thoughts on that. I must have opened up a massive wormhole of debate. Ricky says, my first game was Man United versus Liverpool at Old Trafford under Moyes. Oh, Ricky, you got the worst times. You started at the worst times, man. Oh, I feel bad for you. But I think the good times are on the horizon, guys. You've got to be positive. You've got to be positive in these situations. Yeah, Yash, I am. Rodney says, the real United is what we see. Interesting. Elaborate on that, Rodney. I'm interested in what you have to say about that. Obviously, I mean, you know, so you're saying actually what we are is what we are. Maybe. Maybe it could be, you know. We could have found our level. Brother Gaming, welcome to stream, by the way, he says, I think we need Wayne Rooney. Oh, right. Every time he talks about Wayne Rooney. I tell you what, he had a good testimonial on what was it, last Tuesday night or whatever it was. You know, didn't get his goal in the end, but must have raised a lot of money for his foundation, which is always good. Matthew says, I think that Zidane was just lucky, is slightly unfair. He had the best squad, yes, but you still need to manage egos. Well, yeah, I mean, that is true. It is true that, you know, he's got some good players. You need to manage egos, so on and so forth. But in the end of the day, you know, it's a very, very good team. And I mean, we've seen, you know, when you take out Ronaldo from that team, it's really suffered. And, you know, would Zidane have won those Champions League without Ronaldo? I don't think so. You know, Lopetegui got sacked within the first kind of 7 or 8 games. So, obviously, I guess that highlights the fact that it's not a cakewalk for Real Madrid managers. But in the same sense, it's... Oh, I don't know, guys. I just think Zidane wouldn't be the right fit for Man United anyway. I just think... I wouldn't want him. There you go. Razor says, doing better than what? Finishing outside 5 or maybe top 6. I mean, doing better than what Jose is currently doing this season is not hard. It's a fair point. Where we are right now is not in a good place. And I don't know. I'm just worried with if there was a change of manager. You know, I think the manager's not the only problem. And I just think if Jose Mourinho was to get sacked tomorrow, I think you could find it wouldn't be all sunshines and rainbows. Roberto says, Juventus CEO would do United wonders. Trust me, he could do. You know, I mean, I do think that Ed Woodward is one of the problems. Little viruses in the machine that we need to get rid of. But to be fair, you know, he's doing his job all right, isn't he? In terms of making money. Appointing managers, abysmal. Also, guys, I do apologise if the stream keeps going up and down and things like that. I do apologise about that. It does look like it's going up and down right now. But R-Stars says Jose knows his a best 11 in his head of what type of players he wants to play in certain positions. But the issue is because of his thinking, he is overlooking other players. Well, I mean, yeah, I do think Jose Mourinho's got his kind of idea in his head, but it's I mean, you say there that he's kind of you know, he's overlooking certain players. And I mean, obviously Andres Pereira for me is the main one where I don't agree with the fact that he hasn't really played. I feel that Pereira has got very, very unlucky, and I think he should have been involved in a lot more teams. Diogo Dalot as well looks to be back in contention. I'm really looking forward to seeing him play as well, because I do think he's better than Ashley Young. But yeah, Rodney says, if Jose gets sacked tomorrow, what would actually happen? Yeah, I don't know what would happen. I don't know what would happen. I guess, what's his name? Matthew McKenna would have to be the manager. He'd actually have to be the manager. So from him going to, from him going from the youth team into the kind of first team hot seat, as it were. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. For me, I agree, because I just think if Jose Mourinho gets sacked, we'll still have the same players, and it'll just be another rebuilding process, and everyone will keep saying, oh, we're in transition. But, I just think, we need to actually give a manager time. We need to actually stick with the manager. For me, this is controversial, but I wouldn't have sacked Louis van Gaal. I actually think with some of the players, like Martial, like Rashford, we were getting somewhere. We were seeing some progress, but, we sacked him because he didn't get top 4. And I do think we were actually getting somewhere with him. So that's the problem. I feel like decision-making is a bit too rash sometimes. Rashford says, the reason why Zidane won't take the United job when it's too late, because Jose takes us to Europa League and Zidane needs Champions League, and he'll rather choose Bayern. Well, obviously, if we do get Europa League this season, Zidane probably wouldn't come in, unless, of course, the wages were good. Because, Mourinho came to United when we finished in the Europa League, so, I'll tell you what, guys, money talks. Money definitely talks. Welcome, Max. Welcome back, Max. Thanks for joining. As I said, go check out his channel if you haven't already. Max, there's lots of big clubs chasing after Rashford. Obviously, there's some other rumours there as well. Rashford, he's not going to go anywhere. That's where I'm going to end the case. I don't think Rashford's going anywhere, guys. I don't think we have to worry about that. Rasmus says, our main problem is the board, but I'm realistic and I can't see getting rid of them anytime soon. Sadly, after the board, the second problem is the manager. Yeah, I think definitely, the board and things like that are a big problem. And I think it's going to be difficult to get rid of them. But, if things like boycotting and things like that, as I said, once money becomes a problem for these people, they're going to have to act. So, if you want change, start the money, Follow the money. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. I have been live for 40 minutes. I'm probably going to end the stream here. Thank you so much to everyone who got involved. Really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you guys taking your time out of your busy schedules to join me once again. Please do leave a like if you aren't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're nearly at 460 subscribers, so please do help us out with that. Follow me on Twitter. Also, go and check out FanVybe as well in the description down below. Some really, really good stuff on there. And also, go and check out the article as well that I wrote, my first article I wrote for Red Devil Daily. So yeah, go and check that out as well. But yeah, go check out all the links in the description down below, as well as Rodney there. Go and check out Rodney's channel. You will not regret it. And also, I'll be doing a podcast on his channel as well, which is really, really exciting. So, thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Matthew, as well, for coming on. And thank you to everyone. Really appreciate it, as always. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, if you have any sort of debate topics that you want me to cover in future streams, because I do want to do more of these debates, because I really, really do enjoy them, please do leave them in the comment section down below, or tweet me at RedDevilWeekly as well. My Twitter link in the description down below. Any ideas for any sort of content or any sort of debates, please do let me know, and we will get that sorted out for the channel. But thank you so much as normal for joining. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys later.